Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called Protecting Your Family from What's Coming. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. Free is the operative word. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on that notification bell and subscription button so that you can be notified every time we upload a new show. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's episode of our show on all your social media to help get the word out. Now, let's get started. There's a huge reason that people have stopped watching the network news, reading the major newspapers, or believing much of what they're being told in the media. One of the reasons is that the vast majority of people out there no longer believe anything that they're being told in the news. They're simply being overwhelmed by all of it, and they don't see how much of it is believable or trustworthy or it's going to benefit their lives in any way. The lies have just grown too insufferable. Today we're going to change that, and we're going to tell you how you can protect your family from much of what's coming. And what's coming is not good. So let's begin. First, you should operate under the assumption that the economic downturn is going to be much worse than they're telling people. The reason that they're not being honest is because they need people to believe that things are still going to get much better so that the insiders themselves can get their money out before everybody else does. Once they get their money out of the market, they don't really care what happens to you and your money. They could care less if you lose everything. Now, we don't give financial advice, but this is what we see many of the ultra wealthy doing. They are decentralizing their finances and diversifying their asset portfolios. What does that nonsense mean? It means that they're no longer keeping all their money in one bank. It means that they're now using several banks and financial institutions in case the whole clown show collapses out there. The next thing they're doing is they're diversifying out of real estate ownership. They don't want to own real estate for the next few years because they know its value is going to collapse. So what are they doing about it? They're selling it and they're renting homes instead. The next thing they're doing is they're fortifying their networks of contacts. They're contacting old friends, enemies, and business connections, and they're reestablishing those connections and strengthening them because they believe how well connected you are will determine how successful you can be in the future. And we agree. Get rid of your ego and your pride and start reaching out to old friends, relatives, and even some of your old enemies and try and reconnect and strengthen those friendships once again. The next thing you want to do is to strengthen your family security. Add an alarm for the house and the cars. Add a guard dog or 3 or 4. Get a license to carry some serious protection. Put a plan in place so that everyone knows what to do and where to go if there's a major catastrophe, a calamity, civil unrest, any of that stuff. Keep enough cash or gold or silver on hand at home or elsewhere so that you can survive for a while if the power goes out, if the water goes out, if the gas goes out, if the electrical grid fails, or something else horrific takes place. Next, there's real estate. The latest report states this week that real estate will lose another 15 to 20% of its value in the next 12 months. So one thing people can do with their spare time is to try and add value to their property. Instead of watching football and baseball, make a plan to paint the inside or outside of the house to make it look better. Repaint the kitchen cabinets so that the kitchen looks whiter and brighter and more updated. The brighter your house looks, the more value it will have. Next, if possible, try and rent out your basement or your garage. This will provide you with extra income and help so you can keep up the market value of your home while the general and overall real estate market continues to decline. Next, we see that the ultra wealthy are getting out of the stock market and they're getting out of paper assets. That means they have lost faith in those segments of the market. So they're transitioning to physical wealth and assets. They're selling their gold stock and they're purchasing real gold, real physical gold instead. They're selling their Airbnb stock because they don't believe that that company has a future anymore. When people are broke, they're not about to start renting out homes on the other side of the country. They're selling their unneeded cars, their boats, and their unneeded planes because they see the values declining very seriously. If you have too many of those things, then the chances are that a year or two from now, when their prices drop by 50%, you will wish you had sold most of that garbage off. One of the ways to dramatically protect your family from what's coming is to encourage them to exercise more and eat more healthy food. The stronger people get, the better off they'll be able to work against all the challenges that are coming towards them and their families. The world hasn't really seen super challenging financial times since World War II. Things like food rationing, food shortages. The financial adversity back then was very serious, and we suspect it will reappear in a form that will be even worse this time. If something doesn't make you money or start improving the quality of your life or personal security, then you have to ask yourself, do you really need it, or would you be better off selling it now? Good luck. Thank you for watching. I want to encourage you to subscribe to our channel for free. You can also like, comment, and follow us. We're going to have a lot of great celebrity interviews coming up, so make sure to click on the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a new episode. Also, we ask that you post a link to today's show on all your social media to help get the word out. Thank you, and we shall talk to you soon. Bye-bye.